Okay, so hear me out. A while back, I made this tweet. New Splatoon 3 roller idea. This, but without the 5 years of startup. This would be balanced and a good idea, I promise. So, you know, originally I thought, okay, that'd be a vertical flick for a 5th roller, is it would charge and do a little throw and projectile attack thing, which would be cool, and I still think they could and might do that. But another idea, take a look at the new Splatoon 3 Dynamo roller. Now, the animation the Octo Samurai does is basically he spins the roller and then it flicks a thing out. I could totally see this model very easily have a spin, so what I'm trying to say is chargeable vertical flick. Again, this isn't something that has to be on Dynamo, even though it should, but I think the idea of a chargeable third flick could be a pretty cool thing for rollers as a whole. I don't think this is something every roller would do, because, you know, a slower option doesn't make sense for something like a Carbon, but for slower ones like the Dynamo or maybe Flingza, I think it would work really well. So, hey, there's an idea, and Dynamo could already do it, you know, you could put it on the Dynamo, you know, anyway. Glooga Dualies is in the wrong fucking game. It was made for Splatoon 3, and unfortunately it's not in that game. It has one kit where if you don't want to play the main weapon, and you still do things, you can play it, which is hence Glooga. And it also has the good kit. And then Tetra Dualies are probably one of, like, top 5 weapon concepts ever for Splatoon. Great f***ing idea. Unfortunately, they do not have kits, and MQ damage exists. They deserve to be a high or top tier weapon. And they still kind of are decent. But they are not as good as they probably deserve to be for how awesome they are. However, it looks like with all the Dualies, they will probably be better in Splatoon 3. Just gotta wait for the 3rd game, where you will have, hopefully, an actual kit, and not MQ damage up maybe, and being able to do Squid rolls. So here's the thing about Glooga, okay? It's like your average weapon, except you get to have like this insane 2-shot at a distance. Like this is an insane strength. Like, that's crazy. Unfortunately, the weapon has to be like really standard and slow. You know? Whenever you roll. You just kinda stand here like this. So, like, this kind of means if you're a Glooga and you want to peek out and be able to roll backward, you can only use one roll. So you have to roll, and then you have one roll to go back. Like, you can roll turret and then roll backward. So, I think that's kind of because if you want to, like, roll and then actually get out and chase someone, like, roll, someone reacts to you, and then you roll to chase them, boom. Then you can kill them. Like that, basically. But if you do that, you're kind of stuck. That's why the good Glooga kit has wall, because you can do this, and now you're protected. You know? You can basically just mix in wall with your rolls. So in Splatoon 3, you can, like, squid roll around this corner, roll, and then you still have another roll to either really go in, like squid roll and roll twice in to chase people, or you can roll and then back up again. So basically being able to, like, jump out like this, but faster, is huge. That's great for it. So that's why it'll be better in 3. FLC might have talked about it, but yeah, I've seen so many people say that they're like, damn, the squid roll is underwhelming. For Dualies, like, it doesn't seem to do a lot. Dude, Dualies, like, benefited, like, arguably the most. Dualies are gonna, like, having an extra roll on those weapons is awesome. Which is good. Dualies deserve to be good. Again, even if they're not, like, that bad, they have to deal with some stupid shit in this game. They absolutely deserve to be good in the 3rd one. And feel like even better versions of what they already were. That's what it deserves. Now, if only the Splatoon 1 top tiers can get the same treatment. So I've seen a lot of people talking about that Splatoon 3 really needs new things.
Looks like you can maybe squid roll these twice, and it doesn't look like it costs ink to use it. That's about it. Why wasn't this just DLC again?
And I both really agree and kinda don't agree. Let me explain a bit. I think the base formula of Splatoon, the movement, multiplayer, etc. is really good, and what I want Splatoon 3 to do is perfect that, to make it the best it could be. I think there are a lot of smaller things Splatoon 1 and 2 don't don't get right that add up and make it feel not as good as it could. And my big hope is that Splatoon 3 fixes a lot of these things. It's why when I see, for example, old good stages returning or fixed special design, that I get really happy and excited for it. I think Splatoon 3 can, without adding anything major, be the best game in the series purely by improving what's already there and fixing a lot of the smaller mistakes. But at the same time, I do acknowledge that this isn't just about making the game the best it can be, it also has to be appealing for new players. And there are a lot of Splatoon players out there who want a different experience, not just a better version of what we already have. Obviously, if you also throw in the salmon run in single player, there's a lot more room to bring in brand new experiences, but I'm mostly trying to talk about the multiplayer here. I think Splatoon 3 therefore should spend a good bit of time on what they're adding to it. Those movement options should get more of a showcase, the salmon run Godzilla, and whatever other stuff we don't really know about. As much as I think they don't need to add a lot of new stuff, I do think what they do add needs to stand out and be really appealing to help get both returning and new fans interested in the series. But for me, as excited as I will be for those new things, I'm also going to be paying a lot of attention to, are the problems of the previous two games fixed? And again, this is the first Splatoon game that isn't rushed. There's so much potential for getting the smaller details right this time. So I'm going to be remaining real hopeful. I recorded a small segment for another channel about what makes Splatoon so special to me, and these two attributes I really think set Splatoon apart. Hi, I'm ProChara, a Splatoon YouTuber. I got the game randomly back in 2015 as a gift because it had a Wii U and that console didn't have a lot of games on it, and I ended up really liking it. I started playing the game competitively, and realistically I've just never put this amount of hours into a game before, so what makes it so appealing to me? Well, at its core, Splatoon is a movement-based shooter, and movement really takes center stage here. By transforming into Squid form, you can swim around at about double the speed of normal, as well as climb up walls. With techniques like sub-strafing, you can change direction incredibly quickly. The greatest thing about the movement, though, is it's accessible to every single weapon. Personally, my two most favorite weapons are also some of the slowest, and the fact that I can play both slow weapons but also have insanely fast mobility is really fun to me. The second thing I've grown to like about this game is the variety. There are so many different weapon classes, from blasters, rollers, sloshers, splatlings, chargers, dualies, bows in Splatoon 3. There's so many of them, each with their own different variants that are unique from each other. This game has a massive variety, and the balance between these weapons is still rather good. Switching between a lot of the different options out there just helps keep the game fresh to me and greatly extended how often I want to play it. Splatoon has a lot of other great things going for it, such as the quick matches, amazing story, cool world, and a lot more. But to me, the movement and variety are what really sells the game to me, and it's why it's one of my favorites. So I can't wait for Splatoon 3 to improve on these aspects even more. So there you go, 4 quick Splatoon 3 opinions. Let me know what you guys think, and like with the last time, maybe we'll do another one where I talk about a bunch of small things that aren't enough for their own video. Okay, see ya, bye!